Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Just give people a few moments to come on. So I just invite you as you arrive in just to take some gentle breaths. If you haven't got water, get some water and be comfortable. We're going to be receiving information and light language and guidance from Gaia about this time. Yes, so just take long, gentle breaths. Say hi in the chat. Tell me where you are from. No, that's okay. So a couple of nights ago, I got guided that I needed to come on and do this. Good morning, Atamaria Tina. That I needed to come on and bring through this information, this really guided journey from Gaia in a way that I've not done on screen before. I am a little bit nervous, and I got also guided to put this on. So this is it's like my ceremony. It's my ceremonial cape, and it's been in tissue paper in the wardrobe. I've not worn it before, and I know that I was guided to buy it, but this is it's just been out of sight and out of mind, and I heard this voice say you need to get that cloak out and wear it for this ceremony. So maybe this is what it was for. As I was only just on the edges of working with Gaia at that time. Anyway, it's a rather beautiful piece, and I'm a bit of a textile fan. So we've got a few people here, and I think we just will begin because that's what I like to do. So welcome, and welcome to the most magnificent time in our world. It really is phenomenal. So you will no doubt be aware that we are going through energies that are increasing in speed and in frequency and in the effect that they are having on our bodies, both internally and externally. So in this painting here, which is of Gaia, I painted, this was my year-long or 10-month-long initiation into this work with her. And I sat with her most days for that long. And this is her in her maiden form. So if you look, the way to describe this is that she is sitting in her cave in the center of the earth, the personification of the goddess in her maiden form. And she certainly shows up in crone form and in angelic form. And she is holding a spiral in her left hand, and at the top of it is our new earth or our new formation. And there she sits inside that. So it's a bit of a paradox as well. But that spiral represents many things. It represents the Ascension Spiral. The Ascension Spiral is held by the Ascension flame of emerald and gold and sapphire blue. That's how the Ascension flame shows up to me. It's also all the golden light of the flower of life spins up on the outside of that in rainbow, threaded with rainbow plasma light. So I've only just realized in the last couple of days how poignant all of that is at this time, because this is the light that we are having come in, as well as the silver light of the mother energy. So this is our experience right now. And so this ascension flame, what it has taken us through is purification and release. And then it's brought us in these higher dimensional frequencies. So each of us is going up that spiral at our own pace, our own rate, in our own way, because we are magnificent and powerful beings who have come here for this incredible moment in the history of the universe. And we are, if you like, discovering and rediscovering, remembering and remembering what we hold in ourselves, and the codes that are coming through, the solar filaments and flares that are peeling off the sun. The sun is becoming whiter, and to me this is all an indication of our readiness. And those flares are coming in, they're affecting our ionosphere, the Schumann Resonance, which measures the waves or the lightning flashes that go off in the ionosphere, or the space between the surface of the earth and the seal or the top edge of the ionosphere, or firmament, whatever you might like to call that. That measures the Schumann resonance. We had a 21-hour whiteout a couple of days ago. It's telling us that these energies that are coming in are hugely uplifting and intense, and we are feeling it, aren't we? We are feeling it in our bodies. So many of us might be in pain in our bodies. We might be feeling very exhausted. Our cells are going through transmigration. Our body's going through transfiguration. We are moving from being carbon to being in silica crystalline. The Christos light is coming in, the Christed light, or the crystalline filled light. So there is a lot going on in many kind of areas and fields affecting us and affecting the collective. So each one of us needs to become highly accountable to our own body and our own energetic system. And also, I want to say, to create your own self-sustaining system. So that's through practices that you can develop in terms of how you might connect to yourself, how you might connect to spirit, to God, to creator, to the earth, to Gaia, how you might manage your field, keep it clear and clean, how you might come into alignment, how you might come into the most delicious, intimate connection to your own heart, to your own divine essence, and that you can manage that in a way where you can interact with the world, but you're always seeking or moving back into coming into harmony. So that is what some of this is going to be today, and there'll be light language in between. So there'll be something that comes through. I'm going to sink more and more into the energy of Gaia. And then she's told me that there will be an instruction and then some light language that comes. So if you are not familiar with light language comes through as a series of sound and light waves, which you will hear and likely not understand, but your body will receive them on a cellular or soul level. So my advice is always to go with your gut, your intuition, your inner guidance. If it doesn't feel right, don't accept it. Doesn't matter who it comes from. So you go by your inner guidance. We are being asked to come more and more clearly into our physical body. So I think that many of us have believed that we would ascend out of our body, and that is not the case. It's kind of the reverse to that. What is happening is that we are pulling in, we are pulling down and rising up at the same time. Our energetic light body from a higher dimension. So in a way, you could see it as that we are trying to fit a size 8 foot into a size 7 shoe. And that is why we've been taking our time with it, so it can be a little more gentle and we can be in some ease at the end. And this is the process that we are in. It's rather magnificent. And we are very close. We are very close to having this ascension movement. So this ascension movement is going to include a number of things. Gaia speaks that it will include a sound that is very much like a chiropractic crack, a crack of the spine or a crack of the knuckle bone will have that kind of sound, a resounding sound. I feel it will have resonance, but not necessarily an echo. It'll be softer than that. When that happens, we'll also see a flash of light. So these filaments and flares that are coming off, they're coming off in, as M class flares and X class flares, and I don't pretend to understand what each of those are, but they are significant and they have been getting larger and more impactful, and that's a perfect match for me of what Gaia has said about this ascension spiral. It's getting more souped up, if you like. It's getting more intense and it's getting faster. And this whole process for us has been what she has called the tempering of the body. The body is going through ascension fitness training. Also, what these flares are doing is that they are expanding our body so we can receive these higher frequencies and lights. And so it's activating our spinal fluid. It's assisting in reconnection of our 12 strandings of DNA. We will be going beyond fifth, and many of us are tuning into higher dimensional frequencies than the fifth, but this is the collective. We're talking about the movement of the collective of the planet into a fifth dimensional bandwidth. And we're very much on the edges of that. If you think about this being the bandwidth, we're kind of just sitting here, really. Gaia actually says we are ready to go, bar we are awaiting more of the collective to awaken. So this is our experience at the moment. It's getting more and more intense. We need to be having a focus at the moment of going inner. So we have been traveling through this portal for the last 10 days. On the 11th, we will emerge into the 11th, or on the 11th, into feeling very different. Gaia says we will have a strength about us, we'll be in greater balance, and we will be more illuminated. So she is saying that many of us, when we exit that portal, which she has shown to me as imagining that you are on this giant water tube at a theme park, and you have been building up speed, and now you've been thrust through this horizontal tube, and that's the portal that we're in. We've been in it since the first. She talked about it being prepared on the 30th, and as though we've been thrust into it with great acceleration, and everything is coming off, and all we have to do is hold on to the board, really, and stay in our lane and just allow it to go. So we're in this art of surrender and release. And so some of this guided meditation will no doubt be about that, and some light language to assist. And I think there was one more thing I wanted to say about that. The other night, as I dropped into meditation, I saw this being. It was very white, very opaque, with these huge, bright blue eyes. And I've never seen this being before. And I said, "Oh, who are you?" And she said, let me see if I can find her name actually. She said her name was Marsha. Marsha. It's a J, but it's said with an SHJ sound. And she said to me, "Many things for you are so close that you can almost feel it as a kiss on the cheek." And I said, "What things?" And she said, "Partnership, ascension." And so this is what we're on the edges of. So many of us who've been working really in our mission as the divine feminine and as the divine masculine, we are moving into this point where these connections are coming in more and more in the physical, because when these divine counterparts come together, they create a wave of love that is so exponential. You should be feeling into that, because I can feel into that. It's really moving when you tune into that energy. It will be so exponential that those who touch the edges of it, or even come close to the edges of it, will be accelerated and affected. So, we're on the edges of that. We're on the edges of so many things as we come into this birthing. That's the other thing. We are rebirthing ourselves at the moment. So we're really in this in this actual, in the birth canal, the birthing out of self. We're taking responsibility for our own renewal, and as we do that, we are breaking out of old templates and bringing in the new templates. And certainly that's definitely a major role for these divine counterparts. And I have been on a promise to get this information out, and I have made some time this week to try and get that information out for people. So I am going to begin formally this work with Gaia. So you might like to just softly cast your eyes upon her and tune in somewhere between, just for a few breaths, between her eyes. And her eyes are both the colour of the emerald and the colour of the sapphire. Hi, Maya. And the flower of life that sits in her heart is this sphere with all of the rainbow spectrum. And also we have very crystalline energies in our light. It looks crystalline as well as being crystalline, this liquid light. So take a few breaths tuning in to Gaia. Yetyanara katishi tityanara katatata. Welcome to the beginning time of our new earth. Ishikana titiara, where the light will be magnificent. Tiyatara ao tikatashi titiana, where you will be more refined in the higher nuances of your own individuation, connected to the collective, connected to your soul family, to your tribe, to whatever name you may call it. New networks forming, flat structured networks that form and connect up to other flat structured networks. As each of you releases and comes into greater harmonics, smoothness, you'll begin to recognize your deeper mission or your new mission for our new earth as we work in co-creation for this together. I am Gaia, and I thank you. You are extraordinary. You are held, and yet you are strong. You have weathered many storms. Your bodies have been through much interference and intervention, and yet this was part of the pact. Many of you came here to undo the old. Many of you have been here many times. Some of you hundreds of times. Many of you thousands of times. And some of you millions. But in most cases, each of you has been both masculine and feminine. And each of you has lived on each of the continents on the planet. Each of you feels soul connection there, both through your soul and through the soles of your feet. And as you come into greater recognition of yourself, you will see this. Iyashikanatiti kuata ishiata ikata toata kanashishiti atua nashishiti ata uata kanashishi iyara nashititi kiti yanara taka e shishi ana. So you have been all colors, you have spoken all languages, you have explored all religions, faiths, and ancient pagan rituals. You know many things, and you are in the re-rememberings of these, as these lights and codes from our solar sun are released to catalyze this from your cells. As the release comes through your cells of all that no longer serves you, you have greater access to your own wisdom, your own knowings, your own magic, your own magnificence. Iyata, iya rakana shishitiya nakana, iya toyanara tiya naranaka, isya nanana, iya ho. Please take your focus to your heart, your beautiful heart, your magnificent heart. And breathe in and out in that space. I want to tell you also while we are sitting in this space, I know that many of you have been concerned about whether or not those you love or even yourself received what was put out as a vaccine. We all know that was not the case. I want you to know a couple of other things. There was divine intervention. There was much reduced in the poison created for the purpose of depopulation. That in many, many cases it has been ineffective. Excuse me. But I want you to know that when this ascension wave comes through, my promise has been, and this has been mentioned, Sharon has mentioned this some time ago, that when the wave comes through, it will ameliorate the damage. And on a soul level, each made their choice as to what would happen during this ascension time. And we will refer to that if we have time. But the true lesson was for people to attune to their inner guidance, to ask their inner guidance what was the action for them to take in their alignment, and then to follow through with that. And those who did that, then that was right for them, that was correct for them, to align with their inner guidance. Okay, so sitting inside your own heart, look for your divine spark, your fractal of God. It sits in front of your spine in the center of your energetic heart. And I invite you to sit there a moment, to breathe it in. It's light, it's crystalline in nature, it's often tri-colored. Many have threads of white and gold and silver mixed in with other colors that relate to the pathway that you are on and the energies that you are here to work with more intensely than others. Some sprinkled rainbow light. It's all very soft. Breathe it in. Feel the frequency of your own frequency inside your body. Feel the tingling sensation. Feel the energy of it. What does it feel like? What does it bring to you? Is it dynamic and dancing? Is it fine and joyful? Is it love saturated? Is it purifying? Is it catalyzing? Is it gentle? Is it strong? Is it clear, transparent, translucent, opaque? Now breathe it in and have a sensory experience of this on your skin. And I invite your body to receive these instructions, and if at any time they do not feel right, they do not resonate with you, then please reject them. I invite your body to be in its open format. Yeshia-na-kanasi. And take a breath. Invite your body to soften from the head to the feet. I instruct your body to come into its own alignment, the most high alignment for this soul in this time, space, and dimension in this moment. Come into that now. Call in the energies of the harmonics to bring your body into peace and harmony in the heart, and place your hands on your heart. Ee-ah-ho, ee-ah-ho, ee. Ee-ah-ho, ee-ah, ee. Na iya kuyarana. Take a breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now I invite you to feel that you are in that horizontal portal I spoke of earlier, with the water brushing against you strongly. You can breathe easily and you're going very, very quickly. It's very accelerated. So be holding yourself in the imagination of that position. And we instruct this body to release all and anything that does not serve its highest good and purpose at this time. Release it now. Hey, takanashi titiara na oya kanada na 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 ni na 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 na. Release all doubt. Release all fears. Release all trauma. And maybe that trauma might come up and look you in the eyes. And as it does, you acknowledge, I see you. I see you. I may speak with you later. Put it aside. Have conversation with it later. You might need to ask it what it wants to tell you. You might want to feel it in your body. And you might want to ask it what it needs. And then give it to it on a promise of a time frame that you can meet. But right now, any of that trauma that showed up and any of the story that is attached to it, you are releasing that now. Releasing any of the story attached to you as the victim, as the perpetrator, as the interrogator, as the abuser. We have each been each of these. We have each experienced these in our many lifetimes. The spectrum of experience that makes us who we are. And all of these recognitions and acknowledgements bring us into a greater sense of this feeling of unity, consciousness, and oneness, because we can see each of us and one another. Let that story, or the stories go. Things like, I'm always poor, good things never happen to me. I'm always on the hunt for what it is I'm supposed to be, do have. People always pick on me. My life's been really tough. No one loves me. I'm not lovable. Ever since I was a child, no one's ever loved me. What other stories do you hold? See them now in your hand and toss them up and let them be washed away. They don't serve you any longer. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the pain. Let go of the memories that hold you in lack and limitation. Let go of that. Let go of all of the time that you felt that you were not enough. Not enough for yourself, not enough for your friends, for your parents, for your children. Not enough. Let it go. Breathe in. You are enough. I am enough. Let go. Let go. Release. Let it peel off. Feel it washing away all the residue through all of the lifetimes, through all of the roles, through all of the countries, through all of the geographies, through all of the cultures, ethnicities, and religions. Let them be washed away now. Ia takanashi shi tia noia rana sika tia nashi shia na 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 ia takanana ia roya na 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 shia na 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 ia ho 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 ia na 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 ia. Let go. Let go. Let go. Now you are being instructed to come into balance, alignment, and harmony through your vertical core and your horizontal band. Take a breath. Etianashana. Kotakanashi. Iatoyana. I want you to feel your feet tingling in connection to the earth, to Gaia. Feel the energy from the center of the earth pulling at the soles of your feet. So you are well held here. And notice now that you're feeling greater tingling as you're connecting into your crystalline earth star chakra, which connects into the crystalline grids of the earth. These grid lines, they pulsate now. They're not static like they used to be. They've been pulsating for the last couple of years. And while we're here in tune with Gaia, I want you to know that the axis of the earth, when people speak of there being a polar flip, that will not be occurring. The ends of other great epochs, if you like, the earth has come into its apocalyptic disaster zone, and the beings on the planet have largely exited in some form. Many of them died. However, the soul never dies, remember. But we are not having that. No, 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 no. We are not. We are having a physical ascension. And that includes the planet. So a number of years ago, there was shown to me that there was this second toroidal field put over the initial one, the one that has been holding the three-dimensional flow, the three-dimensional really more physical form full of interferences. And so it's been holding the matrix. In the last couple of years, that has begun to, it might even be longer than that. I am very lost with time, and I meant to look that up so I could tell you. But anyway, the 3D matrix started to dissolve 2 or 3 years ago. And this was after. So I have a feeling that the overlaying toroidal field, which GAIA showed to me, was a fifth dimensional field to hold us through the fourth sort of density or fourth dimensional field. Personally, I don't feel that we have a fourth dimensional field. It shows up to me as like the membrane between the third and the fifth, but we travel through it. It's maybe you could see it as the bridge to the next level. And my perception of it may be different to yours, and that doesn't make your perception wrong, because we can hold many things that are truth that do not look as though they sit side by side. It looks as though that's not possible, but actually that is so, and that is where we're moving to be able to notice that many truths can sit side by side, even though they may not be able to be sitting in the same exact point at the same time. They can comfortably sit side by side. So this, let's talk about this kind of, well, I want to call it the geomagnetics really, of the Earth. So we had this fifth dimensional toroidal field put in. It moved in the opposite direction to the existing one. It moved, so our way of creating abundance or of manifesting changed. So the old field, how the old toroidal field, how I saw that is that it came in through the crown and out through the feet, or just into the first earth chakra or earth star chakra. So I see two chakras that sit under the earth star chakra. That's our old 3D chakra. And then this newer, which came in 2015. That was when I was first showing it. I think, I'm really useless with dates. I think it came in 2012. Yes. So the crystalline Earth Star Chakra came in 2012, and it's very crystalline. It looks like a sphere that's been squished into an elliptical shape, and it holds all of the colors of our new Earth. So in the new Earth, God showed me the colors come in two spectrums. There's the feminine colors. They're all opalescent. They're like white with a little tiny drop of color, and they're shiny, shimmery. And then there's the masculine spectrum, which are the deep, deep, intense jewel colors. So that's what I've been showing. I've been told in our new Earth also we will experience, GAIA says, a lot of Aurea Borealis when we move into it. And it is so interesting to me that we are seeing more and more of that in our skies all over the world. In Queenstown, here in the South Island, we've witnessed some of that already. During the last 6 months, I think, maybe longer. So these, the exciting thing for me is I've been bringing through this information, and now I'm watching it show up in the 3D, which is, it feels good to see that, to witness that. So this third dimensional toroidal field held our three-dimensional world and came in at the north and out at the south, and spun clockwise if you were above it. So this is the irony of it, is that if we're above something or beneath it and it's spinning, The direction is different. It's all about our perception. So let's not get too caught up with that. Anyway, excuse me, goodness. This newer one that came in is the reverse. So it comes up through the feet and it spins in the opposite direction, and it has held the third dimensional net as held the earth as the three-dimensional toroidal field or toroidal net has dissolved, and it's in the energetic form. It's already dissolved and it's dropped into the physical, and we're watching it dissolve, and the destructuring of things will come about, and we will witness that. We will witness now as our systems and structures collapse very, very quickly, because we're in this total speed up of everything. The electrons are spinning faster and they just keep getting faster. It's the same in our bodies, and it's the same in and around the planet. And so this is our journey to ascension, to get better at being faster and to be collapsing things that we've held so tightly, like time. So our chronological earth structure and system of time that's connected us in so strongly to many ways of life, including when we eat and sleep. All of those systems and structures are collapsing, and we are being brought back into alignment with our original plans. So that's my next instruction. Please take a breath. We instruct your body to come back into alignment with its original divine plan blueprint, held in the perfect match and alignment with this new fifth dimensional spectrum and bandwidth that we are moving into. So the highest alignment of your original divine plan blueprint for this new fifth dimensional time. And just watch, if you see through your third eye, just watch as that is dropping in. Interesting to me. Shows up with a lot of little, I want to say diamond lights, but also other gems on the nodes, on the cross points, on the crossing over points of the net. And this is also for the earth. So you can join me in holding the vision of the earth coming back into its original magnificence in its rhythms and seasons. Through the earth, through the waters, through the waters and earth and air in the inner earth and the outer earth, through our skies, through our sun. GAIA has said as the sun comes into its greatest or greater or next level alignment, it will become our fifth dimensional source of nourishment. And I've noticed it getting whiter and whiter, probably at least over the last 2 years. I've also seen this kind of nudging that happens to the earth. I've been showing it and linking to the sun and an overlay going to the sun, or maybe it comes from the sun and back to the sun. I believe it's to do with the galactic sun and our own sun, or the central sun and our own sun, if you see those as different. And that we will be nudged, GAIA says. It's like a bit of a slap, really, or a nudge, a bunt, slightly through the galaxy further into the photonic belt. If you've been watching my simple posts about the spaceship, we are all in position for takeoff. Everything's already running, ready to go. And GAIA said that everything is in order and in alignment, ready to go. We're just waiting for more of the collective to wake up, to awaken to a point where they are aware of what is going on. And that reminds me of something else I wanted to tell you, so I'll see if I remember that shortly. But the planet is going to move on its axis. This north-south axis is just going to move again, and it has already, but we will feel this in the physical, she is saying. So this is likely to link in with the chiropractic crack, because you could see the north-south axis running through the center of the planet as the spine of Earth. And so there will be that, and we'll move 1 to 2 degrees north-northeast, and so ultimately we will be shifting, that is shifting back to its original divine plan blueprint on its axis and in its position in the galaxy. And how I'm showing that is that we come back to being the like the crown jewel in the galaxy, back to being the living library. We will become a place where many beings come, but only when we are ready. And we are ready to be with that in peace, with that without fear. So just release anything that came up for you around that in terms of fear or trepidation or worry or anxiety. I can feel that in some people, all the way from the heart down to the solar plexus. People are a little bit concerned about that, but it will come only in the perfection of divine timing. So Earth returning to its original divine plan, position in the galaxy, and axis and speed of spin. Hiya na 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 na, hiya ra na, hiya ra ka na na, shiya ra na na na, hiya ho ho. Oh. So any of your inner child aspects that are showing up through contraction in the solar plexus now, just place your hands there and speak, I love you. I love you. I hold you. You are safe. You are held. And let each of us hold one another in that regard. And Gaia holds us in that regard. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. You are embraced. You are celebrated. Your light, your magnificence, your knowing, your experience, all of this that you have brought to share with the earth and with Gaia and with humanity and all sentient beings. As we exit the portal on the 11th, this is going to bring about for many of you, Gaia says, I really want to know what happens for you. Please message me. She said that many of us will have this greater psychic experience. So those of you, I'll do a little bit of light language for your third eye, but those of you who are thinking, well, where are my clear abilities? Well, it is likely that you're going to have an experience in those. So we all develop these in different ways and in different orders, and also we have different strengths. So some people, I have a friend who, I think if I have this correctly, she can taste, she either tastes music or she hears music in the food that she's preparing. I can't remember which, but it's that connection between the audio capacity to hear music and the tongue and the mouth to taste, and that connection up that between taste and sound. But it's how I saw it was this kind of explosion of vision. So that might not be for all of you, but she said that. Let me see. I want to read this to you at this point, I think. I think there might be one more alignment thing. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot. The Earth. So we are calling in and holding space for the crystalline grids, the fifth dimensional templating, the Earth, the ethers, the air, the skies. I want to call those separately. The mother trees, the water in all its forms, all the creatures of our earth, these magnificent animals and other sentient beings. We will learn to more carefully hold them and to learn from them, to sit with them, to be in peace with them as they will come back into their own peace and harmonics. And I just invite you actually to do an Om with me, calling in the sound of creation, for that to come into creation, this greater planetary alignment. Let's do two more. Excuse me. Yakana oa shi itiana itoakana iata oa shina otati iatiana kana shi ota oati tiata kana iati. Oh yes, and let us call in the elementals. Iatiata kana ota titi shita doata kana ititi oh ta iati. Some of you, many of you will begin to see the elementals who come very clear in fourth dimensional space. They sit in that interdimensional space, and many of you will begin to see them, feel them, hear them if you are still with them, and they will assist you in your gardens. And it is a good time, if you have not already, to be getting plants into the garden. So just know that we are moving into this paradise on earth, this new Eden that we're co-creating. We will change in the way that we eat and sleep and practice our devotion to creation, to Creator, to self, to one another, to the earth, to Gaia, to all sentient beings. things will come back into balance on the earth. They'll be cleared and cleansed. And this wave will do that. So I think it's very easy for me to get a little bit distracted and delayed and waylaid because there's so much to say. But the other thing is that, we're having this increase in gamma light waves, and the sun is emitting more of those. And what they do is they have this effect of dissolution. And so they will dissolve a lot of three-dimensional components. They will destructure the chemical composition. For example, my fashion joke I used to teach technology. I loved being a teacher. Anyway, I used to teach technology, and my penchant was fashion and design, and my students did amazing things. And my joke with my spiritual friends, because I have a bit of a ridiculous number of clothes because it's like a collection, is that I'll just be able to sort it out with a brush and pan when we move dimensions, because that's what I've been shown, is that a lot of our synthetic fibers, and because I don't like to iron and I like things to not be creased, I often buy things with a bit of elastomeric in them. And so my joke has always been, I'll just get a brush and pan and sweep out the wardrobe when that happens. And so it's probably not that ridiculous, actually, that we are likely to have something like that. Also, recently, Gaia spoke to me about the waters. And if you, well, I don't, maybe I should, yeah, no, I think I can say Jo Hamnant on Facebook, she runs a group called Giving Back to the Waters, and that group does absolutely magnificent work for Gaia and for cleansing and clearing and blessing and creating greater flow in the waters of our earth. But recently Gaia was showing me that the waters in our earth have been very affected over the last 2 years because of the interference through chemtrails and geoengineering. And what has happened is that it has actually impacted our inner earth beings. And so some of you may be aware of them. I have only met 2 lots. I have met beings from Talos and from Agartha, and I can see those 2 cities, and I have visited them. But what she said was that it had been such a saturation of interference that it was impacting the inner earth beings, and so they needed to step in and do something. And what I saw was this, what I was told, it was a 9th dimensional piece of equipment that was brought from a planet which I can't remember the name of, but I think I wrote it in my blog on my website if you want to have a look. And it sits in the center of the earth, and the inner earth beings are running all of the earth's water through it to purify. So what it looked like is a glass pipe or tube, but it's actually crystal, and a Teflon or nylon other tube. And so the water gets run through the crystal, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, it gets run through, and then there's centrifugal force on this piece of equipment, and it shifts the particulates out, and in the space between the crystal and the Teflon or nylon, in that space they get combusted, or they get disintegrated or incinerated. I'm not sure exactly what, but they get dematerialized. And so they have been doing that to clear up our waters. And yeah, so that came from a planet that had designed it for some interstellar war that had created huge problems in their local atmosphere. So that's how serious this intervention has been. So I want to invite you, I'm going to do a little video on this to share out, but I want to invite you to be mindful of your practice with water. So please, if you have a little collection of tiny crystals that you're happy to give back to the water, then please bless them and kiss them and speak to them about, please go and cleanse and clear this water and lead them in places, and bless the water you drink, and bless the toilet water, and bless the shower water, and bless any oceans or streams or rivers or rain that you come into in every day. Okay, I think I'm going to close now, because that's well, actually I'm not. I just need to finish that off. So now we have come into alignment. We've brought the earth into this, calling it back into its original divine plan templates. And okay, I'm just going to keep going, because there's just some more coming. So I have to tell you that, in the work that I do with clients, I often get shown interesting Akashic experiences or mission work for the future. And I had this young woman come to me a couple of years ago, and I said to her, look, you are going to have this job, and I have no idea how you will do this, but your job is going to be, and she lives here in New Zealand, is to bring all the waterways back into their correct and proper alignment. So you will have assistance, but all of the interference through the waterways in our country, through road works and civil engineering and things like that, that's intervened with the natural rhythms and flows of the waterways, they have to be returned to their correct alignment, and that's going to be your job. So there are many appointments, if you like that. I mean divine appointments. Many people have a specific foci or mission for bringing things back into alignment. Another client I know, she was given specifics about 2 ascended masters or beings that she would work with in repositioning the giant trees of the earth. There's some discussion around that many of our mountains, or tabletop mountains, are giant trees, and she's been given. I got given this measurement to tell her in cubids, which I've never heard of, cubids or cubits. I can't remember now, but one of those. And there was the specific number that the trees had to be no greater apart than that all across the planet. There are many people, Steph Ark Hogarth is on, and she is doing work with flow in a different way, with flow for abundance and in equilibrium and equality. So all of these balances are coming back into play, and we hold these in this highest divine light, and we are so close. We are so close. All right. Anything else, Gaia, before I... Okay, so we've got no disaster, no cataclysmic end to the planet, to Earth as it exists, but we are ending this. We're on the end of this set of systems and structures and civilization, and we are in the portal of release and surrender, and we're in there until we're popping out on the 11th, and so that will happen different times for different people. So you just be in that state of surrender, drink lots of water, bless the water before and as you drink it. You could find sacred geometry that you could, I haven't got anything here right handy, but you could place it on as well. That's another thing to do. And so, yeah, we're on the edges of this. So the third dimensional matrix, if I'm reviewing, I'm sorry, is dissolving. It's dissolved in the etheric, and it's now this is dissolving in the structure of our earth. The GAIA says 70% of people will ascend. So 30% will leave, and some may return in a new form. Those whose bodies are not in the condition to be able to hold the wave that comes through, but who are going through to our next dimensional space, they will be safely removed and housed off planet and then returned. Some people will return in renewed bodies. Some people will return in new bodies. Some people will go through in their bodies. Those of us who stay here on the earth are likely to just be put to sleep by the energies because they are big and need a lot of integration. That may also connect in with the days of darkness. There's a lot that sort of sits there that, you know, could come into that level of alignment. But the thing is that it's all divinely orchestrated. And so we're now also out of the chronological time. We're working more in sequential time. And also we've still got, and I need it, I can tell, we've still got some upgrades. I'll tune in to GAIA and just ask her in a moment for the throat. That's maybe the last big one to come. We've been having small activations through there as we connect up with our higher cognition, our third eye and high heart and heart, because that's the bridge, right? Okay, what else? Yep, so a nudge, a shunt, further into the photonic belt, slight movement. We will feel it. We will hear it. It will be a physical sensation in our bodies. That's why it's important to be mindful of what you put in your body and to be well hydrated. New Earth in co-creation. We will work in flat structured teams to do this. We will have access to lots of higher technology. All of that can come later. We don't need to know that. We need to be in this state of surrender to release. So just anything else that's here now, just release it, surrender it, soften it, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Take a breath. Okay, yeah, so later on this month, I'll be bringing through some healing work for the inner child and some throat clearing and activation work, GAIA said. So keep a lookout for that. She says, this light is uplifting and full of bliss. All is well. Everything is beginning to align perfectly. The last pieces are falling into place. This purification of the collective shadow. That's what I forgot to tell you. So the collective is going through the purification of that shadow. And so many of you will be feeling that tumbling around in your field or in your outer field. So if you can just help with clearing that, if you have good, pristine spiritual hygiene practice of clearing your field and it feels a bit murky at the moment, it's likely to be collective stuff. So if you can help with that, that would be good. And the other thing is that they're going through, so this is really exciting. They are going through, it's not easy, but it is exciting. They are going through the dark night of the soul. So they are like, oh, there's something, oh, They're going through all of those little aha moments, those epiphanies of recognizing that the earth and life and how it's presented doesn't really line up. It's not in keeping with being sovereign and pure and clear and aligned. And also, it's not even in kindness, let alone love, let alone unconditional love. So they are having these giant epiphanies at the moment. And so just hold that space for them. You don't have to do, now I remember as well, you don't have to do anything for them but answer their questions and hold their space. So right now, we are in this very inner space. So you come into your own softness. You come into your own softness, into your own inner being, and dwell there and ask, what do I need? What is here for me? What else do I need to know, clear, do, be? Let that be your practice as you come into greater alignment. And as we are opening up here, the other thing is that we are bringing in our higher aspects. We're bringing in our multidimensional selves, our higher dimensional bodies. But it's not that we're rising up to them, even though we are. So we are rising up, but we are housing them. So we are pulling them down into the physical. And so that's another role that we are playing for ourselves, is that we are bringing in our multidimensional aspects to be housed in our physical body, so then we can embody. So we are embodying our higher dimensional and multidimensional aspects of soul and memories. And then the other is, I told you it was a lot, is that we are having these activations of our higher aspects of self. So our higher divine mind, higher divine gifts of psychic, vision, hearing, knowing, feeling, higher divine heart, and higher kundalini activations, this coming into our greater wisdom. In my view and understanding, our solar plexus holds our wounding and our wisdom. It holds our power, empowerment, disempowerment, and childhood tools and challenges. So we're in mop-up phase, if there's anything else to attend to. So those are the things that we'll attend to later in the month. So keep an eye out for that. It's exciting. Really is exciting. See the most important thing in your life and every day as your own well-being. It's really crucially important at this time. Okay, so the collective shadow leaving is progressing as predicted, and the collective is managing this in a somewhat, oblivious, I couldn't read it, oblivious way. They are surrounded by such presence and light on an etheric level, and from people like you and me, from the light workers, that it is relatively smooth for them. So you may remember your experience with the dark night of the soul, and yeah, many of us had, painful, excruciating sort of confrontations with self, I guess, as we are doing that. And so this is where we are at. We are on the tipping point. That could happen in any breath, but that is what GAIA has said we are awaiting, is more of the collective to be awake, because this is about human ascension. It's about planetary ascension, It's not about the small group of people who, may have been ready to ascend a little while ago, but there's such fine nuance in it, just as there is if you are a twin or a divine counterpart. We're in the fineness of that, so keep a lookout for that video to come. And I wish you so much love. Honestly, it is just glorious and magnificent, this time that we are in. And smile and laugh and be in your childlike, playful self. Enjoy these beautiful energies. Connect to the birds. The birds are singing and bringing us messengers. I often feel that the birds lead the way through the dimensional veils. Thank you so much for joining me and Gaia, and I wish you so much love from my heart and from the heart of Gaia, and we will speak again soon. I'll just attend to the comments. Thank you. Thank you, Steph. Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful group that she runs. Thank you, Chris. That means a lot. All right. Enjoy the day, the evening, the afternoon, wherever you are up to in the world. And know that the main place that we are each at now is to make sure that we are as in alignment, in balance, in connection to our own divinity, following our inner guidance, being in our sovereignty. So if you want to come into your power more with that, you reach into your lower dantian, which sort of sits between your pelvis and your belly button. I think that's what I think it is. And it's like in there. It's like if you had a spear or a rako or a stick in front of you and you were holding it there. That's like where you would ground your body into stabilize, and it's there. And that's what we're asking our men to come into, to their dantian, to hold space, to step into their greater masculinity. And I tell you what,